First of all, I would like to state the reason why I'm wearing glasses. Someone took a picture of my face, and to make sure that doesn't happen again, which some people might state that there's a flaw somewhere, someone took a picture of my actual face and my YouTube banner, and I'm not really calling them out about it, but I'm just not appreciate. I'm just, I'm just not appreciate. I don't like that they took a picture of my actual face. And I was gonna cover up my mouth, but I thought about it, and I would have looked like something that I'm not gonna say. Anyway, what is the best Marvel movie? There's a lot of Marvel movies out there that could be titled the best Marvel movie, but there's a lot of them. To qualify as the best, it has to be funny, entertaining, and have a lot of action, and a lot more. And there's a lot of Marvel movies that are very entertaining to watch, very fun, very funny, and so on. So, let's look at three of my favorites. We have one, Avengers Infinity War, which, now classing Endgame, I think Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame should be classed under one. Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame are two of the entertainingest movies, and they both are very sad. Because one, Thanos wins, he gets all of the Infinity Stones, and snaps away half of the Earth population because he says, balanced, like everything should be. Actually, perfectly balanced, like everything should be. And that line goes hard because there's a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of like overpopulation in some areas, and I know that dusting away half the population is not a very good thing because of what happens, and dusting will be my new term for what happens to people when they get very old in modern cases. And I know dusting is a unjust way of handling things. And that movie is a recommended watch that I suggest watching 100 times over. And in Endgame is the most tear-dropping movie that there is, because a lot of your favorite characters get their story all wrapped up, like Steve Rogers, Captain America, and such. And I'm not gonna say spoilers because those movies came out around the same year-ish. Infinity War is 2018, while Endgame is 2019. So they're around the same sort of year and such. And the movies are probably quite a few years old at this point. And anyway, so a lot of the characters' stories wrap up, like Tony Stark's Iron Man, Steve Rogers, Captain America, and such. And yeah, that movie is such a good movie. And it's a really good movie, and another movie that I would watch 100 times over. And Thor: Love and Thunder will get a brief mention because it has some good parts, but it's like mainly a joke. A slap in the face at what the movie what the movie became. But there are some good parts to it, but it only gets a mention because it's, in my opinion, it feels like a joke. Anyway, we have the first Avengers movie. A great introduction to the Avengers. And setting up Thanos' introduction 18 years later, at the time of the movie came out. And we have Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy is such a good movie. It's funny, it's comedic, and James Gunn really put his sweat, blood, and tears into this movie. Honestly, whatever movie James Gunn works on, he puts his sweat, tears, and blood into it. Be it Guardians 1 through 3, which I wish there was a fourth Guardians movie. Because James Gunn is the perfect movie director. Probably because his idea, the way that his mind works, is okay, what's an obscure superhero team or an obscure character? We need to put them into a movie. And that's what I like about James's movies, because he takes these unknown characters and makes them known throughout the multiverse. And I just like the fact that James Gunn knows how to integrate a character that no one knows and makes them known. And moving on to a recent movie, Fantastic Four: First Steps. Now, First Steps introduces us to the Fantastic Four. Far as the MCU goes. And what I originally thought when the movie was coming out, oh, this movie won't take place within the MCU, far as being a part of it. Far as, oh, this movie takes place on a different Earth and it's gonna be separate far as canonization from the MCU. But apparently it is canon to the MCU because of the multiverse saga that's going on. This movie is such a good movie, and spoilers if you haven't seen the movie yet, which most of us probably have. We get introduced to RDJ's Doctor Doom. And I have seen clips of Robert Downey Jr. introducing himself to Franklin Richards. And in the end credits scene, it's just some random dude. But someone must have used AI and took a picture of Robert Downey Jr.'s face and did a sound-alike AI voice to say that I'm a friend of your dad's. I'm Victor, which I wish they actually did that in the end credit scene of the movie. Because it's like Doom and that's it. And we get the whole thing that the Fantastic Four will return in Avengers Doomsday. And I have a feeling that Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars will be the same thing as Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. Where Infinity War and Endgame are the same movie. Anyway, moving on to Avengers Age of Ultron. Avengers Age of Ultron, people say that it's not a very good movie, but I just think their opinion is unjust because they wanted to see more of a particular thing. And people are speculating that in Vision Quest that Ultron will show up in the form of his wife or something. And there's also a theory that Ultron is somewhere within the internet. Honestly, I don't really know the severity of that and the fact that Ultron was melted by Iron Man and Vision, and at the end of the movie he was all dilapidated, and I don't know how much of him needs to be intact to be like, oh, Ultron's back. And I honestly think every single Marvel movie villain should have more than one role or one appearance within a Marvel movie. Honestly, I think at the end of a saga, there should be, at the end of the multiverse saga, there should be a movie that brings back all the past Marvel villains, like Ultron, Loki, all the past MCU Marvel movie villains. They should bring them all back for one all-out war. Even heck, all the Marvel villains, all the Marvel movie villains should come back, because we have all these characters returning for Secret Wars or Avengers Doomsday, which I have a feeling Doomsday should be more of a DC movie referring to the Superman villain Doomsday, and the movie should be called something related to Doctor Doom. I don't know. But as I was saying, all the past Marvel villains throughout the Marvel movies should return for an all-out war. Anyway, if I had to choose the best Marvel movie, I would probably, if I had to choose one, I would choose Avengers Infinity War. And this is including Endgame, because Endgame is the finale of Infinity War. So I would have to choose Infinity War for the best Marvel movie. If you want my opinion on the best DC movie, make sure to leave at least 30K. If 30K is too much, then how about 18 likes if we can't do 30K. But due to the recent popularity of my channel, I have a feeling there will be no problem. Anyway, guys, again, someone took a picture of my face, and to prevent that from happening again, I will be wearing glasses in all the videos that show my face. I just figured I would let that be known, and the person who took a picture of my face and is using my YouTube banner, just because it's in the public domain doesn't mean you should be using my stuff. Anyway, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. And one little tip that was not known in the things you should know before becoming a YouTuber: if you don't want your face to be seen, but you still want to have your face be like this, wear some sort of mask or some sort of eyewear, or just make a edited version of yourself if you know how to edit. Anyway, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video or live stream, which the live stream will be coming up here soon. I don't know when, but soon. Bye, guys.